Let's go backstage at the Symphony Hall in Birmingham, UK. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you wherever you are, and I have a real cracker for you today. I was lucky enough to be invited to watch the Classic Rock Show experience. The band's called the Classic Rock Show, and they're touring England and Europe as we speak. I was at the Symphony Hall in Birmingham and I met the keyboard player Henry Burnett, and we had a conversation about the gig, the stage that we're on, the amazing theatre Symphony Hall that we're in, the equipment that he uses and how he uses it. It was fascinating throughout, and I hope you're going to enjoy it. Let's have a watch of that now, and I'll come back and see you a bit at the end. Who have we got here then? Name and rank, sir?
Hi, so I'm Henry Burnett, and I am on tour with the Classic Rock Show. This is a show that I have done for maybe 7 tours now, but 7 tours over 8 years.
Wow.
Because 1 year was COVID, so we didn't do a tour that year.
Nothing happened that year, did it?
No, it was a bit rubbish. We got really lucky. We did a one-off Christmas show in the Liverpool Arena. We got that one day when they just kind of opened everything up. We got a show in,
You got one in?
and then they closed it all down again. So, but
Bless
yeah,
you.
so I think this is my 7th tour with this band.
And where are we today?
We are in Birmingham Symphony Hall. Absolutely stunning, beautiful venue. I've never played here before.
It's quite incredible, isn't it?
But it really is lovely. And I think we're sold out tonight as well, so...
Oh, beautiful. And you've been very kind to get me a ticket or two.
Well, it's good to
And
have you here.
I thought I'd come and have a chat. We met, when did we meet now? About 6 months ago, something like that?
We met 6 months ago. Well, no, actually, it was a year ago exactly, because I
really?
messaged you. I was going to look at a Hammond C3
I
and a
remember.
122.
Yeah, we
Do you
did
remember?
a video appraisal of it, didn't we?
We did a little video appraisal, and it was... do you know what? I made an offer on it, and I'm so glad that they didn't accept it.
Because you'd have to carry it to this venue.
Well, also, it was, in hindsight, it needed so much work doing on it.
Yeah.
And I didn't really think it through, I think. And, I mean, it would have been a real pain to tour with. I mean, we'll talk about the gear in a moment,
Yeah.
but this, I feel like, is a great
I think it's the right move for you.
compromise in the sound and the logistics and, like, you know, keeping
Yeah.
things nice for the crew as well.
So how long is the tour for?
Oh, it's about, well, I think we finish in the middle of April. We go
Right.
all the way around the UK for the next 5 weeks or so. We go over to Europe for 3 dates, 2 in the Netherlands, 1 in Finland, and then 1 over to the States for
Great.
5 weeks.
Great. You get yourself there. You got the van, haven't you? So
Yeah, someone else is driving.
that's good.
But yeah, it's a great show. I mean, the show's been going for about, I don't know, maybe 15 odd years. And just trying to really authentically recreate the great classic rock recordings of the 70s and 80s.
Fantastic. I've heard a bit of you on the Facebook that they have these days, and I think you really are hitting the mark when it comes to that.
Thank
and
you.
I want to hear. I've seen you play Burn. I've seen a video you doing Burn, but not with the right organ. And you've got the right organ now. So
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to hearing you play
We're doing
that.
Burn tonight, and it'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
it'll be great.
No pressure.
No, it's loads of fun. It'll be really great.
That's fantastic.
I mean, it's a great set list this year. There's all sorts. We've got here we are. There's Shoot to Thrill. I mean, what's nice about this show is
coming
because we've done this show for a good few years.
Yeah.
We're maybe moving away from doing the really obvious choices now.
Yeah.
So we've done Back in Black, we've done Highway to Hell, we've done
Yeah.
Thunderstruck.
Yeah.
Now to put in something else is really fun, you know.
Yeah, I think so. Because you've got the audience is kind of, not secure, that's the wrong word, but you've got a regular sort of feed of people who are coming in who want to see you
Yeah,
play.
exactly.
So you can tickle it about a little bit.
And that's the great thing about doing a show that is just celebrating classic rock music, because
Yeah.
you can change the set list every year.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, you know, there's a sister show to this show called Rumours of Fleetwood Mac, which is the big Fleetwood Mac show that goes out.
I know it, yeah.
And they can't really move that much in the set list because people want to hear Don't Stop and they want to hear Dreams and they want to hear all the songs.
Yeah.
But with this, there's such a huge pool to draw from.
Classic rock, right? It's
Yeah.
classic is classic, right?
So, I mean, we're doing some Iron Maiden this year.
Good.
Is it classic rock? Who cares?
It certainly is.
It's
Which
a lot of fun.
What Iron Maiden are you doing?
So we're doing Run to the Hills there.
Wonderful.
We've got Whitesnake.
I knew Whitesnake, as I call it. It's just about 30 years old, but
Yeah.
no Hammond organ Whitesnake.
Yeah.
Boo, boo.
We've got, we've got, yes.
That's Owner of a Lonely Heart's technically a difficult song to pull off, that is.
Well, let's talk about that actually, because that is just for myself is an absolute nightmare. So I've got my Nord here. It's Nord Stage 3, and the whole set list is programmed here. But Owner of a Lonely Heart has 3 pages of patches, so it has 15 different patches. All the samples are here.
Yeah.
Pete, I'm gonna just blow your head off.
Oh, the old.
And these are samples that I've pulled off the
Straight off the
record.
You know, that was what's the drummer's name? Alan White. Yeah, he did all that on his home studio.
Oh, really?
The whole intro is all Alan White's original sort of a demo version.
Ah, and then there's you get to the chorus, all that little stuff, and then there's this little bit that leads out the chorus.
Yes, of course.
This one's got the harp sample on. So
That's a lot of detail, that is, isn't it?
a lot of that. All of this stuff.
Oh yeah.
All of that. One of
See,
those.
most people wouldn't really go through all of that detail. We've got the bass.
Yeah. So
It's very nice. Yeah.
it's great.
So you hurt your finger pressing the
I know,
the patch buttons all the time, right?
Patch. But also, because like the samples are like here and well, not there.
Yes.
It's gonna catch me out one of these shows. I'm gonna go for it and go.
That's why you have to have the 88, right?
And there's nothing there.
Many a time. Which is why I think I do Hammond organ basically on its own these days.
You know where you are with an organ.
Yeah,
don't you?
I could play without glasses with the organ, and I play in a band which has got synthesizers and whatever, and then I have to have shades with varifocals on it, so I can see the buttons. Otherwise, I'd just fall off the stage.
But I mean, so I used to do this gig with a whole like a main stage.
Yeah,
rig,
yeah.
You know, with like a big rack case down here with a Mac Mini in and
Yeah.
interface and everything was MIDI'd. And I moved to using the Nord a few years ago, and it's just so great because
Oh, superb.
you know, everything's just here. Everything's got a knob and a button that you can just grab.
Yeah.
Although one really annoying thing actually, which I just found out while I was programming for this tour, is that because I'm using all the outputs here,
Yes.
depending on like what front of house needs. So
Yeah,
like
sure.
pianos come out of 1 and 2, maybe synths come out of 3 and 4, whatever, just to give them a bit of control. But the reverbs are only on outputs 1 and 2. So the reverb and the compressor you can't put on 3 and 4.
I think I had that on, do you remember the Roland D70, I think it was?
Yeah.
I think it was the same problem on that one, which is really freaky.
So that's where this comes in, this little Hall of Fame.
Right,
So that's
okay.
just reverb for the other 2 outputs. But luckily,
I see, yeah.
luckily it is red.
Yeah.
So
Well, look, I mean, if I had a Nord, I'd see if I could take this off and get someone to paint it. You know?
I don't know.
Mind you, the stickers are going to be.
I love the colour scheme. I love the colour scheme.
I'm sort of well known for calling it the red keyboard, you know,
well,
because of the Hammond thing. But
it is. But it is.
I mean, I
it
reviewed
sounds
Electro 6D the other day, and I have to say, it was pretty great.
Yeah.
It's pretty great. The organ sound, the sample they're using, has got a little hump around here.
Yeah.
And I always tend to have that a bit lower down.
It's a bit kind of like mid-rangey, isn't it?
You know, when John Lord played, he always took that one out. I don't know if I've mentioned that, but he always took that one just back a little bit, so it didn't point up too high.
I often do as well, and I find that's a really effective way of just kind of either like just backing off the sound a bit,
or
or
just controlling it,
pushing in a little bit, like
Digging in.
in a bit. It's quite effective just in small increments.
It is, and they're the foundational too, aren't they? So that makes the big difference. So if you back off too much of this, you lose the actual key that you're in, don't you?
Also, there's some fun stuff on here in the Whitesnake tune we're doing. You know, with the whole.
Oh, you mean you're not going to use you're not going to do the violin? Oh,
We've got to get my cello out, yeah. But all of this. Yeah.
there you go.
And then it goes a bit crazy here. It's like. But I'm cheating by using the delay on this. So Pete's actually playing the whole thing. But
I didn't know you were doing that.
Just one finger.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
In the dark, climbing up the stairs.
And then for the video, you get a violin bow out, don't you? And pretend you're a
yeah,
violin,
of course,
right?
Of course.
No, that's an excellent tool, that is, in the 88 as well. So you've got loads of space to lay it all out.
I love this. It's just immediate, and there's a button for everything, and I can quickly grab something and like grab the filter or like assign something over here or to the pedal, and it's just.
I did a gig at the Robin 2 in Bilston the other day, and I was on other people's equipment, and there was a 6D there, and I literally couldn't get the organ to. I said, "Which button do I press to make the organ work?"
Yeah.
It's just so. It's very. What's the word? It's complicated looking, isn't it?
It's
right?
complicated looking, but once you know where everything is, it's fine. The only thing is that it does have its limitations in that it's got these two panels, right? It's got panel A, panel B.
Yeah.
And each panel has an organ section, a piano section, and a synth section.
Right.
So you can layer them in any way or split them in any way, but you can only ever have two synth elements because there's only two. There's only one on panel A, one on panel B.
Understood. Yeah.
So if you need to do a big split or a big layer or something, then you're a little limited sometimes.
Which I guess brings us nicely onto this this new fella here.
I guess
doesn't
it does. Yeah.
Oh, it's been a long time since I've seen it. Is that still my sticker? It is. That's my volume sticker.
That is your volume sticker. I don't think it does that anymore. I think I changed it.
Well, so that I suppose we should give the backstory to this, shouldn't we?
So this is your old Hammond.
Well, it's Joe's old Hammond, but I sold it to Joe. So we've had it for. I bought it new in 2008.
Yeah.
So it's had two careful drivers, you and Joe, right?
Well, yeah. And now it's just being put in the truck every day by whoever. But
and I got to say, I think they're amazing. Obviously, the XK5 is their current flagship, but really,
yeah, I've played your XK5 and I do notice a difference. I really like your XK5.
Really,
but really, you know, through the Leslie here is. That's most of the sound, isn't it? The Leslie.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
And you play, and you still have the clicker signed up here.
I do, yeah.
It's a lovely place, isn't it?
Yeah, I really enjoy this.
Yeah.
And I mean, to be honest, I'm mostly playing organ in this show. I'm not playing that much piano.
Good.
There's a lot of organ. We're doing like, you know, Carry On Wayward Son.
Yeah.
Burn. What else is there? Brothers in Arms. That's a lovely tune.
Yeah, that is a nice little pipey sound, isn't it?
Yeah. The thing that I'm struggling with Brothers in Arms actually is trying to get it clean enough.
Right.
Because, you know, on that intro.
Yeah. So is the dirt? Where's your dirt coming from on this one?
All the dirt is coming from the Leslie.
Really, and you're blasting it high output on the organ grinder.
Yeah. So I've actually, I mean, I'm not using these two. I've got the organ grinder here, and I've got this spring reverb.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not using either of them.
Oh, I use a Microamp Plus. I used to use a Microamp Plus.
Yeah. So this
really
is just for clean gain into the Leslie.
Yeah, and you need it if you're going to go minus 20 dB into a Leslie because it's expecting a lot more input.
This is massive volume just set at 12 o'clock, and then all of the level is coming from this really.
Did it used to have a sticker that said over here on there?
Yeah, it did. I took that off. Sorry.
That's fine.
And the one that said the quick beats as well.
Yeah, I know, because I couldn't see it in the dark, and when I play with the synth now, the synth on top, I really can't see where the volume is, so I'm going to have to change that a little bit.
But I mean, to my ears.
It's perfect, isn't it?
It's perfect. It doesn't want to get much more drivey than that for me.
No.
Especially to be able to get the clean stuff as well. And I don't want to be messing around like with pedals and stuff in the middle of the gig. I just want to have it. I know where I am on the pedal. I know that if I'm here, it's clean.
Yeah.
And then I can dial it in if I need to.
So you have the pedals on the top there. Is that because if you need to, you can get to them, or do you want to? Or
it's just what I brought to the tour, and then it turns out I didn't actually use these, so they've just stayed. Oh, the lights have all gone off.
That's okay. I can still see it. maybe we just got too boring. It does happen, doesn't it? No, we're less boring again.
Thanks.
So let's just go through. So when that is totally correct, by the way, that might just take your life. That's the perfect setting.
Yeah.
I use the same setting all the time on that.
I tend to be like this usually. Like maybe
Yeah.
like this, or like this.
Yeah.
Just
Me-
for
me
a bit
too.
of.
Do you ever just knock that a little bit and have the Leslie on and make it like very? It's quite a nice little.
A bit more kind of like it. Kind of
soul-y almost.
It
Isn't
kind of cuts through a little more because
Yeah.
you take out some of the
Yeah.
bottom end, then, don't you?
Yeah, that's right.
But I mean, in this band, I'm competing against 2 guitars as well. So
Yeah, you got no chance.
a lot of the
you
time
got no
it's
chance.
just
So what's your so when you're doing your Burn solo? Let's get onto it.
Burn solo,
What's
I
your-
just tend to go out
Flat out?
flat out, and I'm not using the chorus.
I was waiting to see if
Yeah.
you were going to press that chorus
Because
button or not.
I'm not liking the sound of the chorus in this keyboard. It's the only thing I don't like about
You
it.
are right. You are absolutely right.
It-
It's much improved on the 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
It turns me off it a little, so I'm not touching it.
No.
If we were doing something like, Oye Como Va, or I don't know, like... It kind of suits that sound a little more, I think, but...
Yeah. I know what you mean, and in fairness, that's one of the things that's been improved a lot on the 5.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. Although mine is, if it won't have Joe's, bless him. You won't have messed with any of it. Joe won't. I will have slowed that down.
I did as well,
Did
actually.
you? Did you have a look at
I
that?
tweaked it a little. I tried to find,
Yeah.
where the sweet spot was, but I'm not sure.
It's a little bit fast out the stalls. This is, I think.
It doesn't sound like a real hammer, does it?
No, it doesn't. You're absolutely right.
That's the only thing about this keyboard. I'm like, the chorus, I don't know.
But the percussion as well. The way I left the percussion is dialed down as well, so it's not as vibrant as.
I think I brought
out
it back
the box.
up again.
Did you?
Yeah.
Because I used to Child in Time, and it was just a bit too much.
I played it and I was like, oh no, more. But of course, then through the ventilator, which I used to use, versus through the 145
Yeah.
here, is completely different in terms of key click and percussion anyway. So
Completely. I used to use the vent. I used the vent for years. I keep selling it and buying it again just in case. I've had 3 now over the years.
well,
just in
I
case.
still use the vent sometimes if this isn't coming with me, but
Have you got it with you in the bag in case that
I've
stops
got it
working?
in
Yeah,
my
of
case
course you
just
have.
underneath the
Of course you have.
riser.
Should we go and have a look at the little fella?
Yeah, let's have a look in the back.
If I don't know if we can see what we see anything in there, that's going to be
Let me see if I can grab my my phone.
no problem.
Have a look.
Do we mention the Keytar? Do we ever mention the Keytar? No, we don't mention that. We'll leave that alone. Right.
Here we are.
So, what have you got here then?
So, this is, well, I mean, I bought this, Leslie, when did I buy it? In the summer.
Yes.
Yeah. Came to you, we did some stuff to it. We did this stuff down here.
Yeah, I want to have a look at that. Let's see what that is. I say see what it is. I mean, I know what it is. But,
So it's got its own IEC, own power supply, own half moon switching and stop, and its own jack input down there, which is
perfect.
it just makes it more flexible, doesn't it? It's useful.
And it's earthed.
Yeah.
So there's the thing, and then I see what you've done. The right thing there. You've locked off the pins,
There's no one going to touch that.
so you don't get electrocuted, or your friends don't get electrocuted, right?
Yeah, you can. It's going to be someone at the end of the night. Some crew member comes
Yep.
along and
And discharge
zaps themselves.
Yeah, and the thing is, these things aren't earthed out the box because they're earthed via the cable to a Hammond tone wheel organ. So having that separate earth there from both our engineers, Amanda.
Yeah.
Hi Amanda, how you doing? What mics are we on at the moment?
57 on the top and a E902 on the bottom. Sounds great to
Perfect.
me.
You're getting a lot of bass response out of it as well, which is really good.
Yeah, and do you know
More than
what?
I thought I'd be hearing today.
All of our sound engineers on this, like front of house monitors, everyone said it's one of the best sounding Leslies that they've heard.
It really is.
It
really is, I must admit. Now, you did very well with that one. You don't, because they do vary
Yeah.
from sound to sound. Have you changed the valves at all? Or
I've changed all the valves.
did you put KT88s in, or replace them with the 6550?
They've got
power amps?
6550s in. But yeah, I've got spares with me as well, just in case. But
If
It's sounding good.
if they ever blow up, have a go with those KT88s. They get this reedy tone on the upper mid,
Right.
which is really nice, closer to a 122.
Oh, really? Okay.
In that sound, I must
I'll have a
admit.
listen to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great. I've changed it. I've done a few bits to it, like changed the bearings and, you know.
Excellent. It's a good day, isn't it?
It was a great day.
Did you get to the bottom one as well?
Yeah, got the bottom one. And do you know what? I wanted to do it before I came out on the tour.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I need to not be scared of...
You don't be thinking about it, do you?
I need to not be scared of taking it apart and putting it back together again, because it will break, and it already has. It's come off the truck once so far, and the top rotor was just like this.
Oh.
One of the screws that holds the top driver in had just shaken loose.
The wing nut screw.
No, the actual
the
driver screw
Blimey.
had shaken loose, and the whole thing was just like this.
Well, it's interesting because usually I recommend the upgraded top driver instead of the V21.
The Atlas or
the Atlas.
Something
Yeah,
like
I've got an Atlas 60, but that sounds tremendous. And
yeah.
there is a small compromise with the Atlas, only small because these are boat drivers. You know, they're for to go on megaphones to go on boats and stuff like that. You know,
the Atlas is a little brighter, isn't it? A little more harsh.
Screechy is where you're trying to keep away from. I think.
But I mean, touch wood.
Quite literally.
Touch wood, we're going to be okay with this. I don't think I'm driving it too hard.
I think you should be able to drive it.
Yeah.
You should be able to drive that flat out. 104 decibels. You should be able to get out of that flat out.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels good. But you know what? On this stage, it doesn't feel that loud. It feels loud, but it doesn't feel like it's not a problem for anyone.
I was going to say, and you don't get any feedback or anything, because I see you're quite far away from the kick drum and the bass guitar, which is the danger zone.
Everyone is absolutely delighted with it, and like it sounds great in my, because we're all on in-ears as well. It sounds so good in my ears.
Just your roadie that's upset.
Do you know what I was saying to Peter? The first day that I turned up with the rehearsals with this and played it for 5 minutes, and I said, I am never not having this on this gig.
It's absolutely right, isn't
it?
It's absolutely right. And then I've got a more, what would you call it, a more cabaret kind of band. They're a really, really good band, soul band, with a saxophone player, and we'll play functions and stuff like that. And I did one gig with the ventilator. I thought I'll have a brace deck stand, I'll drop the Hammond on the top, synth on the top of that ventilator. No, it was.
Did it make you a bit sad?
Yep. all the way through, and I thought, this will be smart, but it wasn't smart at all. So then I got back with the 3300, and I mean, the only reason I had the 3300 was for the volume.
Yeah.
For the volume.
Yeah,
that sounds better.
I agree. This sounds better, but it's not that loud, really, in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
If you don't want it to be just like full overdrive, then it doesn't go that loud. So.
And you're not got it on the stage at all.
Well, I wanted it on the stage, but apparently it blocks the lights or something. Also, it's a lot easier for the crew to just wheel it in, flat case off. Leave it here than get it on here. But
yeah, you tend to see me when I was gigging with the 145, I'd be leaning back a fair bit, with it, trying to get the ear to the top of it.
But I mean, that's it, because it's going straight into my ears. So if I need to hear more of it, then just ask for more in my ears, and
that's pretty cool.
it would just be purely an ego thing to have it here.
But nothing wrong with that.
And just be able to be like, yeah, it is.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
But also, look, this is the real ego thing here.
Yeah, I was going to say, I suppose we have to, don't we?
We have to talk about the Keytar, because it's so much fun. So this is an old Roland AX7.
Fantastic.
Nothing special. It doesn't even have any built-in sounds. It's just a MIDI controller with a strap.
Yeah.
But I've got it on this. This is a...
the wireless MIDI.
Yeah, it's a CME WIDI Master.
Yeah.
It's a little MIDI dongle, and so it pairs to the one here in the back of the Nord.
And then you just
so
away.
All I do is turn it on. I mean, it probably won't work now. Just turn it on.
It's a good test, isn't it?
And it supposedly pairs straight away. There we go. We can do this.
It's perfect, isn't it?
Which is great, and I can do all the patch changing from here.
And your Iron Maiden, are you going to do twin guitar on it or not?
No, I'm going to play. I play organ on that, actually. It was probably sacrilege, but
no, it's never sacrilege to play organ.
But this is fun. Like I can run around the stage with it and have a nice time.
Yeah.
It does get, because it's Bluetooth, it
Right.
gets a little laggy sometimes.
Ooh.
If the room's full of people with Bluetooth on their phones.
Yeah.
And I'm playing, and it ends up sounding like. But
You've got to switch your mind off, haven't you?
I
and
usually get away with it.
Well,
You be the judge of that.
well, yes, I'm looking forward to seeing this tonight. Just want a quick look at that. Do you like the fake light in the back of the XK3C
Oh,
as
it's
well?
rubbish, isn't it?
No, it's beautiful.
There's a real
Absolutely
valve in there, but it's not glowing.
And when you switch the overdrive off, the light goes out.
I know.
Which is a nice little trick, isn't it? But, or one of the lights go out. Well, that's
Yeah.
fantastic. Well, thank you very much. I can't really shake your hand for me. I'll be about 2 foot tall, can I? Just having a look at the old girl.
Yeah, is it nice to see her again?
It really is. It really is. And you say Joe's coming over later as well.
Oh, no, he can't make it tonight. Yeah,
Oh.
he's got some other stuff on, but
How many times can you say that everyone who's ever owned that keyboard's in the same room?
I know.
at the same
Imagine
time?
that. It would be so great.
Well, that's
But,
wonderful.
I hope you enjoy the show tonight.
Thank you very much. And where can people find you if they want to learn more about you?
They can find, well, the show on theclassicrockshow.com, is it? I don't know, actually. It's just Google The Classic Rock Show. We're big on YouTube, so
Right.
every couple of years, like, we get the show really well filmed. And we filmed a show in Cambridge just last summer, which is out on YouTube now, and
Fantastic.
that would be my first place to go.
And this video
YouTube.
probably is going to go out on next Sunday, which will be the 28th. So what gigs have you got where people can come and find you?
Ooh, where are we next? We're in Basingstoke.
Yeah, trick question, isn't it? I know.
I don't know, I'm going to have to look at the diary. Okay, we're in Basingstoke next. Then we are in Malvern, Leicester, Cambridge, Sheffield, Shrewsbury, Manchester, well, Salford, London, Norwich, Guildford, York, all over the place.
Fantastic.
America.
Excellent. Henry, thank you very much, mate.
Thank you.
Well, what did you think of that? I thought that was really fascinating. A good old ramble chat, a good old amble between a nerd or two. I'll speak for myself. I'm sure Henry would probably agree on his part. I thought it was really interesting. He was incredibly giving, which I thought was wonderful, and a great speaker as well. And what a nice chap. So we had a really good chat, a really good time, and went through, as you saw, all of his equipment. If you have any questions, or if there's anything else that you want to know from either myself or Henry about the band, about his equipment, about where he's gigging, I'll put lots of stuff in the description for you, lots of information for you to get. Anything at all, just give me a shout at the usual address, and I'll get back to you. It was a cracker. Really enjoyed that. Thank you, Henry. That was really nice. And we'll speak soon. See you later. Thank you.
It's only kind of occasionally, but it sounds great.
Just sound great.
Just going straight into my ears, it's just so direct, you know.
That's the real thing, isn't it? I mean, they finished making them in 74. So, you know, that is 9 years old.
I think this is about 73-ish.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what Amanda reckons anyway. Although the serial number is actually 4147.
Yeah,
So-
they backed them and sent them over to the country.
Yeah, I reckon 1973.
Everything's in the right place.